MLS, Song is Kazi, the definition of television. Incazelo ngomnyamunse.
Good evening, Swaziland. Welcome to Channel Swazi News, straight to you by Kanyisile Mabuza. Before starting with our news, maybe take a look at our top stories making headlines this evening. His Excellency the Right Honorable Prime Minister Dr. Barnabas Sibusiso Dlamini says overseas education for medical students should be supported in the Kingdom of Swaziland. Mr. Justice Mathokoza Hlophe, who lives in exile in the Republic of South Africa, is asking their majesties to please allow him to come back to the kingdom and sort out the problems and his clan. And finally, the feuds at Mrs. Hlongwanyane's homestead at Masagani area in Manzini are far from over, as today there was a big scuffle at her homestead after she woke up to find people erecting poles for fencing. And now the news. His Excellency the Right Honorable Prime Minister Dr. Barnabas Sibusiso Dlamini says medical students who wish to go and study overseas should be supported financially by institutions as well as the government with scholarships. He said this afternoon while receiving 13 students who are studying in the Republic of China and Taiwan, in Ukraine and in Russia respectively. This was at the cabinet offices where he also made sure that the Ministry of Health or the Health Ministry and the Ministry of Public Service and Social Welfare are making provisions for their internships and employments in future.
His Excellency the Right Honorable Prime Minister Dr. Barnabas Sibusiso Dlamini received Swazi medical graduates who pursued their medical studies in Taiwan, Russia and Ukraine. The graduates benefited from the scholarships that were afforded by the Republic of China and Taiwan since 2013. Welcoming the students, His Excellency the Right Honorable Prime Minister Dr. Barnabas Sibusiso Dlamini stated that government is in the process through various task teams and action programs of elevating the standard of medical care across the country.
I'm very pleased to inform you that the Ministry of Public Service has created the necessary posts for all of you. And the Minister of Health has recommended to the Civil Service Commission that employment contracts should be drawn up, and we hope this can be done without delay. Once done, this must be followed by the Swaziland Medical and Dental Council, establishing and training and maintaining a register of medical students in other universities so that the council can assist in ensuring a high quality of education for them and their return to practice in Swaziland. It is general knowledge in the kingdom that government is in the process through various task teams and action programs of elevating the standards of medical care across the country. In this regard, given that this is the time of budgeting for 2018-2019 fiscal year and beyond, Cabinet expects the Minister of Health to prepare a series of robust.
This very group who just recently returned from Taiwan were enrolled into this program for the very first time. There were 10 of them, and you are talking about 10 out of 37 worldwide. after their return, late last month and early this month, we just bid farewell to another 16 Swazi students who are also attending this program. So even after their return, there are altogether 60 Swazi students attending this program. I would like to thank the Right Honorable Prime Minister and his government to make this arrangement so that the whole nation can receive and welcome back those quasi-medical doctors and welcome home.
The graduates were also welcomed by a team of cabinet ministers. Reporting for Channel Swazi News, leadership with Kainsile Mabuza, Mbabane.
The National Commissioner of Police, Mr. Isaac Kimimamagagula, today applauded the good work done by the maidens under the Royal Swaziland Police Service after the successful reed dance ceremony. This is because the National Commissioner told them that they were on duty even at the ceremony.
Also sports, but they also are involved in the cultural part of the Kingdom of Swaziland, as they have maidens, their regiments under the Imbali. These maidens were also part of the Umhlanga ceremony that ended just a few days ago. The National Commissioner, Mr. Isaac Kimimamagagula, today took his time to come and show appreciation to the maidens for representing them well and also dancing very colorfully at the reed dance.
With the sole aim of engendering coordination in all efforts of safeguarding the safety and security of the Imbali Regiment as a whole now, not only your good selves. Suffice that we are cognizant that such a state of affairs would have been possible without the cooperation of all categories concerned. This includes the entire membership of the Imbali Regiment, you inclusive, from all over the country, that palpably heeded to the wise counsel they received from the traditional leadership authorities in their respective places of origin, as well as the national overseers, to exhibit a disciplined and behave in a responsible manner. We have no case on record where a member of the regiment was found to have behaved in an unruly manner, starting from the Lebuto, when the Lebuto was dispatched to cut a reed at the various Titsitsini and in the various camping sites. By adhering to all instructions that were issued as a safety precaution, both in the various areas where the Imbal was accommodated and on the roads.
Sithathe ke thuba lebonga selokuthi lo msebenzi ube impumelelo kungoba lo bhizi lapho selesibambisile bonke ukuthi kusukela edulu kuze kufike phansi kusibukela ukuthi indlela yokulala, indlela yokudla, imvunulo nako konke ukuselela lo msebenzi ube mhle kangaka ube impumelelo.
Magagula continued to encourage them to put more effort as the ceremony is not yet over until it goes to Mbangweni Royal Palace, where the maidens are going to continue representing the service. He says they should take this as a duty, which they are actually conducting during the redance. For Channel Swazi News, I am Kainsile Mabuza, Police College, Matapa.
Mr. Justice Matogoza Hlophe, who is currently in exile in the Republic of South Africa, urges the Swazi nation and their majesties to allow him to come back home in order for him to sort out issues with his Hlophe clan.
Kuhlala kwami lapha eNingizimu Afrika ngisuswe ngibona letinkinga takithi tale kaHlophe ngoba ekungishiyeni kwakhe mabhedla mkhulu bengimncane mina. Kodwa ke ekuhambeni kwakhe emhlabeni bese sekuyaqala manje inkinga yenkathazo ngase bathi bafuna kubeka lo landzela shifu laba bakithi ke basuke basebagijima phambili babekana bodwana le phambili babekana modwana nababona lokuthi le phambili siyashayisa asikhoni lokuthi sibekane ethi nesodwana nako sebagijima ke emuva ke sebenta indlela ukuthi gcina mina emhlabeni ngigcine ngingekho kuze bona batawukhona kuphumelela kulethi injongo tabo nami ke ngekubuka ukuthi ke angisi ukuthi ngiphephile ngagcina ke ngiphephisa igogo lwami ukuthi awuthi ngibaleke ngiyothi fihla inhloko ngale endalasifana ngibalekise igogo lwami kuze kube nginyaka nje ngisendalasifana ngiyabona seminyaka le-15 kuya ku-16 years la ngihleti la ngibhace khona nami ke noma ngiva ukuthi sengiphethwe indlala ngeke ngiyele kaMntwana Nkosi ngifike ngithe Mntwana Nkosi engilambile afika ngiphakele uMntwana Nkosi lokho kudla nami ukuthi ngikhone kudla ngiphile kepha ke ngesifiso sami lesikhulu ngibona ukuthi lesikhathi sesithe nalaba bakithi bakahlophe bangafuni ukucondzisa tintfo lesikhathi ngendlela sesisidze ngayo sekuze kwasukuma mina bathi umuntu akadithumi noma umuntu akadikhulumela kodwa sekugcine kusukuma emine phasi ngekubuka ukuthi lesikhathi lesengisihleti letigangeni nami sesinenge sekunenge lokungendeka awuthi nami sale ngisukuma ngoba nami phela sengikhulile mangaka angisasuye umntwana ukuthi sengumntwana kangako nami nasengibona ukuthi indoda iyonakala latashiwa khona sengibona ukuthi awuthi nami sengiphefumule indluliseleke phambili lenzaba ngesifiso sami nje lesikhulu kube bekuya ngamba kaNgwane ngabe sebayithatha lenzaba basibithe sonke siyele kaNgwane kuyokhulunywa lenzaba yakahlophe ngoba seyineminyakanyaka lenzaba nami sengize ngikhulile ngaka sengihlete etigangeni sengize ngitsinile so lo ngibalekele yona lempi yakithi yakahlophe ngikuphephisa igogo lwami nami nje kusifiso sami lebese ngisicela kuba kaNgwane ebukhosini bekwekuthi sonke asibitwe siyele kaNgwane iyolungiseka lenzaba leyashiwa ngishifu ngoba bayayathi laba bakithi bakahlophe lenzaba ukuthi shifu wayishiya athi te
umhlophe lo lelijale kubuya ngala Swazi lide la ngokuhlala nje ngasi isekusweni kodwa ke likela isibekela nje inzaba ukuthi libuya kaMabhele lale ebukhosini kaHlophe so sekuba nathi ihibana ke tinzaba ukuthi lifanele ngabe likhona khona le kodwa solo akukhonakali ukuthi ngabuyela liyobamba la kufanele.
An employee of the Ministry of Health today cheated death and sustained minor injuries when an ambulance he was driving overturned along the Mbabane-Manzini highway at Elangeni area. The ambulance is said to have burst a tire by causes that were unknown to the driver by the time of compiling this report.
This accident occurred along the Mbabane-Manzini highway at around Elangeni area. The driver, who works in the Ministry of Health, says he was traveling from Mbabane Government Hospital to Manzini to collect patients when his tire suddenly burst at Elangeni, causing the accident. The ambulance rolled over a few times and he came out and sustained minor injuries. When our reporters were compiling this report, the EMS people were just arriving to see in which state he is.
We patensel tie.
Yeah, we pumele tie. Elangemuva. And then they swing.
Ngabe available bo monitile na usuka ukuthi kukhona la itaba nekinga.
No, be right to say. Ngomong soben baba. Ngotela kuyelo ko.
Okay. Sebo. Kala ulimele ko.
Ay go to ko. Kasi ako ngila mala kuya sika. Ay bengeto. Kasi ako ngila mala. Bengeto. Sasa ngila kamanzi.
Leli lapha kuthandi nje lapha private.
Ingabe na ubuka tento tibanga yini tingoti kangaka na tsawe?
Angathi impela noma ukuhamba kakhulu noma kudinga kakhulu imoto. Angathi nami kwentiwa yini. Ngoba lona bekasipidilwa wenza buthongo lo wakuthandi la. Bekalela esemlindelweni. Iyawa ke lapha. Namanje ukuthi ubhomo elithayi ke leli. Ize yiwe khona kulenza wena. Mfana.
occurring this week alone. He says motorists should be very careful when traveling along the highway. When our reporters compiled the reports, the officers of the Royal Swaziland Police Service were just arriving. For Channel Swazi News, I am Kanyisile Mabuza with Linda Shongwe Elangeni.
You still watching Channel S, Sonke Skati.
Aw khizini fobatana aw tala abantu tiye banfini angibhem anginathi sinasekhaya ngiseche ngibuye nebakithi aw kana mina emthande abantu ungabe sibonga ngithini nebakithi hey wena
likusasa lelikhanyako
hey wena babe wena ungumthakathi waloya wena yile ntombi ngikhuluma nayo bese ibuka wena
hamba buta masoso wena ke yekele mina
Info uhlala tihamba kahle na uvakashela kamasoso utitapele kuma-underground cables, roof boxes, meter boxes, solar geysers nato donke tinhlobo temalambo. Electric source kamasoso. Makhosi amakhulu. Awu babe nginenkinga lapha babe. Yintombi babe lengihluphako. Ngiyayithanda le ntombi kodwa kunelijaha lelithetha embi kwami.
Thula yako sekuyibonile wena hlala kumnyameni uhlala khona kumnyama
Makhosi amakhulu.
Kunentombi uhlala kumnyama khona
Siyavuma.
Yathi kamasoso
Siyavuma.
Yathi kamasoso
Siyavuma.
Kamasoso phuma la ubitho lomunye phuma
Siyavuma. Ngisho nemakhosi atakukhomba kuye masoso ngoba nguye yedwa lotakuphatha ngedandla lithokomele kulethi dzingo takho tikhanyisa ngoba kamasoso kusekhaya. Electric source kamasoso.
When I need to take care of business, I handle it anyway. When I need to manage my finances, I do it. No manini, no magopi.
Do your banking the smart way with Swazi Bank's Nomagopi mobile banking app. Check your account balance, transfer funds, and even buy airtime and data bundles with a single touch. I have become my own banker. With Swazi Bank's mobile banking app, Nomagopi, I get more time to do the things I love.
Download the Nomagopi app from any app store or register at your nearest Swazi Bank branch. Then dial *656#. Swazi Bank, the bank with a heart.
Linda Dlamini Live City Activity Recording loyo ngomhla ka9 kuSeptember na6 ntambama kuzobadcasta tikhatsi khona ezulwini eWoodlands Auditorium 150 amalangeni ema-General 250 ama-VIP uyabakhona Sipongwenya Jesu ufika ekuseni Delson Erasmus thola lithikithi lakho embabane se-Ocean Baskets kanjalo nasezulwini kanjalo naka-MTN eBulumole wonke umenyiwe.
You still watching Channel S, Sonke Skati.
Welcome back and thank you very much for continuing to stay with us. Our news continues. The feuds at the Sihlonganyana homestead at Masegweni are far from over. There was a big scuffle this morning when Mrs. Sihlonganyana woke up to find men that she does not know at her yard erecting poles for fencing. We have a report.
Mrs. Sihlonganyana from Masegweni under Maneni and Manzini says she woke up this morning to find people working in her yard erecting poles for fencing. She said she went straight to the police station because she didn't know who these people were or who they were sent by. And this is when the police officers returned to her home to arrest the people who were actually erecting the poles.
Waba namakhelwane ekuseni uhamba nga5:30 akayimsebenzini wawetha ke wemali agedini wasegogo ngicela utobuka la simini kusukwendekeni ngazi ngithi ngiyahamba ngiyawubuka ngakhanza kufa weDgodo ngamangala ukuthi leDgodo sifakwa ngubani mageza ngahamba ngaya edolobheni ngayoyibika lenzaba emaphoyiseni ngathi nangibika inzaba emaphoyiseni angibute emaphoyisa ukuthi ngibani lo msolako ngathi kusete umuntu ngobe kude lele ngimbonile ngikhanze nje ngethi iGodo dikhona ke letinye iGodo letibekiwe lapha ngitati ke ukuthi ngibani ebekathothethela iGodo athi ke emaphoyisa ufuna ke ngiphenye ukuthi ngibani lo lofakele igodo banibana base bayangishayela ke bathi babona umfana wakamkhonda lo ngisanele mkhonda uyagubha lapha ufaka igodo una menzi nalomunye umfana bamati ukuthi ngibani ngase ngiyayibika emaphoyiseni sinangi lo muntu naba labantu basi labantwana bakhona nyalo bafaka legodo lapha ensimini wathi athi ke emaphoyisa kungcono ukuthi sihambeni sobona ke sefika vele sabakhanza kwabita ke kusemaphoyisa bathatheke kuyobhaliswa statement mani lokusivisa abhlungu manenge emacala lesiwabika emaphoyisa kakhona kwasebenza lamacala lezivisa abhlungu leyo uthi yena nakasho uthi uthunywe indvuna madlokovu nene ngiyamangala ukuthi madlokovu ufunani la kami lo muntu lona awufiki lo yena ungafelwa indvodza asefanele ukuthi uhamba uhlukubetwa nje nathi yeti lo mfana uneyise nenina balapha ekhaya kunelikhala kubo ngiyamangala ukuthi mbamba yini lengakala kayifuna la kimi ngoba ke sowutongena mina ke lo mfana ngathi ukuthi utawukhona yini kungena mina nangabe bakaSilongonyana phela abuka ukuthi bakaSilongonyana abekho labangangena ukuthi utawukhona yini kungena mina angathi ngoba ngilitshele leligwamile.
Sihlongonyana concluded by saying anyone who has any form of problem with her should come and say it to her face. For Channel Swazi News, I'm Kanyitile Mabuza with Linda Shongwe Manzini.
The University of Swaziland today suspended classes as of 12 noon because the students had gone on a strike and vandalized property. The reason to their strike has not been disclosed to the media yet.
University of Swaziland Waluseni campus today closed gates at around 12 noon. According to the University of Swaziland Registrar, Mr. Salibona Simelane, in a telephone interview with Channel Swazi, students denied going to class this morning, which was followed by a strike, which led to damage of the UNISO property being vandalized. Simelane said he could not disclose of how much does the damaged property cost, as they haven't done assessments. The registrar stated that they decided as a university to close gates at 12 and order students to go home. When we were compiling this report, the Royal Swaziland Police were on the ground visible, making sure that everything is in order. And some of the students were seen leaving the campus with their loaded luggages. For Channel Swazi News, Linda Shongwe Kanyitile Mabuza, Waluseni.
And in the interest of time, we are going to end our bulletin there. But before signing off, I would like to actually cite the next stories that were going to come. The Minister for Education and Training, Dr. Phineas Makakula, says that the message that is moving along social networks, WhatsApp, Facebook, and other media is not true. This is a message conveyed that is actually letting students and teachers as well as parents know that the opening of schools on the 12th of September has been postponed. And finally, Prophet Mgomedulo of New Jerusalem High Praise Ministries says he has a special guest this coming weekend on Sunday who comes all the way from Johannesburg in the Republic of South Africa. Thank you very much for joining us. I wish you a very good night. People and places continue. Good night.